Available now. Inspiring wall art of philosophical master Bruce Lee. See more at the link in the video description.
So I had my near-death experience when I was 22 years old, and that is 2004. It was in the middle of the summer. It was the 2nd of July, and me and my stepsister was going cross country. We were going on a holiday. It was a Friday. So I closed up early. I was a hairdresser then, and we went with a little car cross country, but we only made it halfway because halfway we had a lorry truck that pushed out in the other lane, and we had a head-on with another car. And I was in the passenger seat. So because I got the lorry truck into my side, I turned. So the belt was sitting wrong, so it squashed everything up that I had in my stomach underneath my heart. So everything in my stomach was underneath my heart, and I had my spleen in my shoulder, and we were thrown off the road, and we were cut off. Like they had to cut us out of the car because the car was so damaged. But I knew fairly quick that when we were still on the other side of the road, that I was dying. What happened was that the pain was so great that I released my body. So I ended up over the car. So I saw everything, and it was like a movie, like I watched a movie, with everything happen. And I couldn't really understand what I was sitting in the car. I was just looking at everything, and I could feel, I was connected with everything, but I just couldn't, I didn't understand it was me in the car. And I got sucked down in my body again. And I felt all the anxiety again. I felt the pain, like just screaming. And then I heard a voice that told me to let go. Let go, got you. The voice is like, it's inside me and outside me. It was just like everywhere. It was, so it wasn't someone standing outside the car talking to me. It was like just filled me, so yeah, I heard it. I will say I heard it, or I just knew, but maybe it wasn't like with my ears. And I trusted the voice, and I just let go. And then I woke up in something that I call the waiting room. So I just woke up, and that's what I felt like it was a dream. And I just woke up, and then I had no memories of what just happened. I had no attachments to Jeanette that was in the car. Like, I did not know that I was in a car crash. I was just like, oh, I'm home, And the first thing that happened was that I met my my godmother, and she died from breast cancer 10 years earlier. And she met me there, and she was in spirit. So my brain wants to like make everything to that I saw, that I heard, that but everything here was just light. So when I go back there, it's just light, it's just energy. But I knew that she was there, like she was talking to me, but maybe it wasn't like this because we had no body. So there wasn't the senses that we have here. But she was like talking to me, and I knew, so she was there greeting me, and I immediately knew that it was her. And also behind her, there was two big other like energies behind her. And I in the beginning, I said that they were angels because that is the words that I had for it. Big light beings that was just like full of love and like security, and I felt so safe, and everything was very unconditional. I didn't really know where I began and where I ended. Like everything was just. I still had I still felt like it was an I, a me, but still I just knew things. And there was no time there. So time stood still, or it took forever. Like, I don't know, like it's, the time was not, everything could just happen simultaneously, but it was just me choosing where to put my awareness. So when I put my conscious to something, it was just there. So I was deciding, what was going into my field. And so I was just, and behind them there was an even bigger light. Like I have tried to visit this place again, and I tried to explain it, and I would say like light source. That is like, it was an even bigger light behind them. And I was like, yeah, we're going now. And but they said like, no, you're not going yet. I was not allowed to go, and they said like, okay, this is just a part of your journey. Like this is you're not done, and you're supposed to go back to your body and heal it. And then when they started telling me this is when I understood that I had a body, that I was Jeanette. So that was then they gave me a life review, and my brain is just like, yeah, it was like television, but it's not. Everything was just energy. That so I read energy, and so they showed me my life, my from when I was in my mother's womb until the time I'm gonna transform again from this life. So I was able to see things that was like, um, and you could like call it like deja vu things. I can get that sometimes, when I'm like, oh, okay, this is, I've seen this, I've been here, I know this, sometimes that happens. And also I know some things, like they showed me my husband, and showed me. So I didn't see him, but I knew him. I felt him. I knew his energy, and so they also showed me what would happen if I choose to not go back. So I tried to make it a visual, like when you throw a pebble to the lake, it vibrates out, the ripple effect. And I could see that happening with my energy. It was a unique energy, and no one else has this energy, and it ripples out and it clashes together. So me and your energy is now creating something. So this is what they showed me. So I will clash together, and it like, it creates, like we are creators. And so they showed me my husband's energy, and we also, lit up new energy. So I saw our children, and they started ripple out also this this ripple effect. And so they showed me what happened if I wouldn't go back. So they took those away, and everything, and they took mine as well. So, and first everything got still, and then all of the other ripples just came again. So it was like, I have this feeling of me with me, that I am all and I am nothing. I decide what I am, so I can be nothing, or I could be all. So and we all have that trait. We all are that important. We all are that unique, and we are creators. We are co-creating this earth plane, and our signals that just like creates together with everybody. And we have keys to give each other, and medicine to give each other. And but when I saw that, and that I had contracts with them, and that I would erase them as well. Then I decided that, and also what happened was that they also, their awareness came to everybody. So I heard everybody praying for me to come back. So I had heard everyone, yeah. So I heard everyone that sent a thought to me when I was like all over. It wasn't like probably here in this realm. It was during a lot of different times when people heard about it, or when I was like ill, like 2 days later and stuff like that. But I heard everything simultaneously. So I heard everything. So I heard my dad, I heard my mom, I heard my sister, I heard my friends, I heard everybody just telling me to fight, to come back, don't leave me, this is not right, da da da. I heard everything. I just felt like very loved, and I just felt like, oh, I'm needed there, I'm wanted, I'm not, I will be missed. And I got this choice, because it was my choice to go back or not. So they say like, you are choosing, we won't send you back if you don't want to go. So And then I decided that, yeah, I will go back to my body and heal it. And I got help from them to go back to my body. And I could also say that when I was dying from my body, like in the car, it was like the same experience that I had when I was going back to my body, because it was a very unpleasant ride. Um, it was like I got torn apart, and I'm leaving this light and this love and this unconditional thing, and I was like ripped apart and getting into separation and like squashed together. Like, it's very hard to explain, but it's like getting denser and darker, and like, and during this time, this trip, um I also got, that I saw like shadow figures. They were laughing at me, just like got into also states like where it just felt very unsafe. Nobody touched me or anything, but it's something that just got into my awareness, going into filters of stuff that I couldn't feel in the waiting room. So it was that was very hard, actually, to go back and into that transformation again. And then I was back in my body, and in the beginning there, I was like really moving around very freely in my body, and I couldn't really like understand what happened. And I was like kind of trapped in my body, and I'm like, oh, okay, like, what is this? And I couldn't get contact of anyone. And but as that settled, I started having like memories again from my body, from my brain. If you, yeah, I don't have any better words to explain it. Yeah, and I feel like this. It's hard to find words, because, and I worked on this for like 20 years now to try to find words that would explain a little part of what happened to me, and that feels also in resonance when I'm sharing it, because sometimes just like I don't have words to, and then I just like try to, and then I just like I'm not even gonna share it, because I don't know how to do it
Give it
justice.
justice.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I appreciate you trying your best. I mean, even I know it probably is hard to translate into human language and then English on
Yeah.
top of that, because this English isn't even your first language. So I appreciate that.
Okay.
I want to ask you about your recovery, but first, I do have a couple questions about your time on the other side still.
Yeah.
I think you mentioned that at the time you thought that the two other energy sources were angels. So was one of them this voice then?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
I've been working with it for a couple of years, and I got to know this a lot more because I was searching for this. Afterwards, I have been searching for this, what happened to me, and I got to know this voice a lot more. So today, I wouldn't call it an angel. I would today I would call it like a part of my higher self. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And do you think that voice was like both of the energies that was behind your godmother?
No, so it's one of the voices, but also, yeah, but this is also part of my spirit team. And I've been working with and actually, like, I got to work with the other energy much more in the beginning. That wasn't this voice. I was working with, I wouldn't say him, but I would probably say more him, in that it's just like, it's just an energy thing. It's not, it's not gender. It's just like an energy thing. So I would say it's a more masculine energy coming from, and I was working with that energy a lot more in the beginning, until I got to know, because this, grew, the more that my conscious also grew, or like my mind, like, what is happening and how do I integrate this? And I would say that our mind and our brain is very limited to these experiences, because it wants everything to be very, strict and, in order. And so it's, to open that up, it's in stages, I would say. So yeah, so no, it's not the same. Those two are not the same, but it's a part of, it's my a part of my spirit team. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, that makes sense. The other question I had about your time on the other side was the life review, when it then also went into your future. You mentioned that sometimes things happen and it's like deja vu. Is that how all of the future events happen to you, or are there some that you already know are going to happen and you're just waiting for?
Yeah, like
Okay.
it is like, it's also like a lot of, like when you have a, um like your intention of things. Like sometimes I can't even understand why this is, but it's pulling me somewhere and I'm trusting it. And when it happens, when I feel like, okay, this is a critical time for this, it just resonates in me. I get this feeling of, happiness, and I got I just, it just resonates, and I'm like starting crying, and I'm like, okay, I've seen this, it's happening. Like it's, it's like proof. It's a proof for me, that I haven't been crazy, I haven't been dreaming, like this is
Okay.
actually happening. And but it's like, I'm also not like a prophet that I'm gonna. And what I also said, I only saw things about my life, because I got a lot of questions. Did you see anything happening, in the world, collectively? And I did not. I just saw my life. I just felt my timeline, and but also then, like, people that are meeting like, in creating some things. And some of the things is very, very scary, and what they have been talking to me about is that you're not ready yet, so you don't have to be afraid of it, because you're not the same person now as the same person that's gonna meet this. You are going to be ready when this is going to happen in your life. You are ready, so you don't have to be scared of it now, because sometimes it could just feel very overwhelming, that you, it's like when you have a vision of something, it's like, oh my lord, it feels so big, and you don't know how to handle it, and but you're not even the person that is going to handle it, because you're not there yet. But it scares you, and I think everybody somewhere can have this feeling, because somewhere we all know, the body knows, the higher self knows. So sometimes you could look at things that, like, your visions is telling you, and you get like, oh, ooh, no, scary, but it's just like a future you, and you don't have to be scared of it, because you're not there yet. You're gonna be ready when you're there.
That's such good and comforting advice. I am so nervous about everything all the time.
Yeah.
Things I worry about happening to my family in the future, and like how I'll cope with it.
Yeah.
That's helpful to remind myself that it's not me who will deal with that. It's future me, and she will be ready.
Hmm.
I appreciate that. So, when you came back and you said that you were working with this voice to, I don't know, would it like heal the energies in your body? Is that a good way to describe it?
Yeah, like I was healing my body, because I had so many, and they thought they were going to open me up like 2 times more, because it was so big damage, everywhere, and my diaphragm was like, very damaged, and but they never had to. They didn't have to open me again. And what happened, and they would call it like a miracle. They thought that I was going to be in the respirator for at least a week, so they filled me up with water, so all my organs could just float around without pressure. And but what I was doing inside my body was like, I was just like, because I couldn't get contact with anyone, and as I said, I was like moving very freely in my body, like, my conscious, I would say, my soul, my conscious was just like, woo. And I still have this contact with my body. So I can, I can move down to my toe and I can be there and I could just like, hello, hello. I just like,
Oh,
yeah. So
wow.
I was doing this and this voice, this just like, okay, we're going to be here and we're going to work with like the lungs. And sometimes it was like blue and white energy that was just, I was just getting it in. Like, it's like, I would say it's like prayer. Like you pray for, please send me, like kind of, okay, send me this, just like opening up a channel. And this channel was very open after this, and sometimes I worked with red and yellow and orange light, or energies, like I would say like a heat and warmth, was it cooling down, like with inflammatory it was more, cold light, working with like soothing it. And sometimes, we had to get more heat and, generating stuff. And so um so that was what I was working in with in my body, and I healed. Like, and they would say like it was miracle. It was like a kind of miracle because I was in 1.5 week. I was in intensive care, and it was like a big party the day that I could poop. because then it showed that all the, because they were so I don't know what you say in English, but because of the intestines, like they were like twitched and tweaked and they pulled everything back.
Right.
It's like several meters long, and they just like put everything back and just hope for the best. And a lot of times it just gets wrong, and it can't go through. And everything with the healing just went so good. And
Amazing.
yeah, it is, and I'm so grateful. And and uh so I was there. I was in intensive care for 1.5 week, and they thought I was going to be intensive care for much longer. But and then so and then the healing, progressed. And but they also would say, what also happened, that the doctors would say, yeah, you will have pain your whole life, and you're probably going to have this medication your whole life. They were like telling me a lot of things that just felt like wrong in me. It was not resonating. And it was like, oh, that's not my truth, it's not my truth, and don't talk about it to me, like, because it just felt like, and I still have that in me, that I can feel like, okay, this is not my truth, thank you for sharing, but this is not my truth. I will heal. I'm not gonna have pain my whole life. I was just like so certain of this. And I got that from the other side, that I will heal my body and I will be fine. And I'm an invalid on paper. But it's not the truth that I would, and I have no pain anywhere. A little
Really?
train ache now because I had a kick off with my work here. So,
Okay.
yeah. So, but no. So no, like anything that and I knew this, and I've been all the time looking for the possibility to heal, because it wasn't like everything was just gone in a month. It took the healing took a long time, and healing is not, for me, healing is holistic. So it's not timeline. It's in different levels of us. Like, it's in energetic, it's in the body. Is it in the DNA, the metaphysics of it. And I studied it a lot because I really wanted to heal. And I had this I still have this amazing um, relationship with my body, that I have, like, you tell me and I will listen. So when something is wrong, it will tell me. That is my biggest instrument in my life, actually, to all the feelings that I feel, all the it's just a language. When I get pain and everything, I'm very, very mindful of, okay, what is this telling me right now? Do I need to rest? Am I walking the wrong path? Am I, what is, just like, and it never failed me. Never even once.
Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So, yeah, your intuition then got so much stronger after
Yeah, I
That's
did, but
that's amazing. It's a gift.
absolutely, it's a gift, but it also was terrifying when I was 22, when I couldn't talk to anybody about it. I felt crazy. I felt like I couldn't understand it. When people were lying, when people were telling me lies, I just felt like it was like like dissonance, it was like disharmony in my whole body, and I couldn't understand. Like I felt sick actually, and in the beginning that was really really hard, and I was very very afraid. And it led me to like the spiritual path, because then I ended up like finding the spirituality in the spiritual community that was more open to these things, because I didn't get this help from the medicine world here in Sweden. So I opened up, and they started talking in different words, and I could even if they couldn't exactly understand what happened to me, they still had words. They still, so I'm like, oh, okay. So I started walking that path just to find things, and I found things there that doesn't resonate with me either. And so, and I am very I really want us to understand this holistic thinking of, the soul meets the body, and that not everything is just matter. There's so much more that we can't yet understand and describe. And and the science is like getting there. I love the quantum physics, because there's something there that's like explaining like scientific what happened actually. But and maybe we will never understand it fully, because the universe is very very mysterious. And the further you get, like the bigger the hole gets. So yeah, I think that's the mystery.
It is for sure. So now you work as a healer and a coach. How did you learn about healing and how to help heal others instead of just yourself?
Yeah, what happened was, like, I did everything on myself before, like, I didn't start like doing healing and stuff on other people until I got my girls, and my youngest girl got really really sick, and then it's just like I have to do to her like I did on myself. But I was very, very afraid of that. Because I knew everything about myself, but then there's the stigma of, like the traditional what you're supposed to do, and da da da. And so that's actually when I started, like, and she's 10 years now. So that's when I started like working with others. And that's also when I started working on my book Healing Doll, that I have, and that is about self-love and self-healing, because you are the healer. Even if I have keys to give you, maybe you could tap into some energy that is needed. It's still you choosing, because if I give healing to someone, it could bounce if they don't like choose it themselves, or they're reprogramming. It's so many different levels. So healing is complicated, but you are your healer, and that is, like, I know everybody can do this. Everybody have this. I'm not unique. Like, on the other side, they also showed me that we all have this unique uh, possibility to the energy, to the intuition, to yeah. So that is what I work with, like igniting the self love and the self healing, the self leadership, and listening to the voice. I'm also doing firewalks, like I'm a firewalk master, and that is also a great tool, yeah, to get to know the voice. And does it say
Really?
yes, or does it say no? Stuff like that. So it's just tools to get to know yourself, and that you should follow the voice that's telling you, because you need to be that unique authentic you, because no one else can be that, and you can't be anything else either. So when you stop pretending to fit into someone else's story, and you build and you create your own story, and you be proud of that and be strong in that, then is when it's happening. But I know it's hard, because you have to move, sometimes, like move yourself into different environments and different people, and it could be scary. And I have this saying in my book that where fear lives, you must be brave and shed light. So be brave and arm yourself with love, because sometimes where the fear is, the greatest lessons is. Yeah.
I think that's definitely the case.
Yeah.
That's such a beautiful sentiment. I really think it will help a lot of people. One more question I had was, I heard in, I think it was another interview of yours, you've mentioned channeling. How does channeling work for you?
Yes, I had a period in my time where I started doing like trance meditations a lot, like channeling. It was so easy for me to do that. So because I just like whoop, but I was just,
Really?
yeah,
Is that easy?
yeah, I just moved out of the way and someone else could, like, and I had so I had my spirit team guide everything, but it was so easy for me to do that. But uh it just stopped one day. It just stopped, and then like, and I was very furious like about it, and I was very frustrated, like, why, because it was so easy for me. And I was like, no, you're not doing that anymore. You're not growing here. That's not supposed, you're not, it just stopped. Like my body was like, no, we're doing something different. You need to learn, we're not growing anymore. You just stopped, just felt comfortable here now. And that, so my body was showing me that is, I was not supposed to stop there. But so now later in the years, I started doing it again. So, because this was in the beginning of my journey, as I got into like trans mediumship and stuff, and channeling, and it was so easy, and I'm just like, oh, I just like took, and they also helped me write the book. I was channeling energy collective that was called them, they called themselves Angelica, like the name Angelica, but it was like the angel, like. So, but it just stopped one day, and I was so furious about it. I'm like, why? It's like, no, we're not doing this anymore. You're supposed to. So I went into other stuff, and I'm very grateful for that now. But it's like, it's always like this when we're in something, and it's very, very hard. Then you can't see the blessing in it. It's not when so it's the same with my accident. Today I could sit here and say it was the greatest gift that I ever got, but when I was in it, it was the most horrific thing. That it was my greatest lesson and gift. So the duality that's here, and when we get out of the hardship, when we come out the other side of the storm, that's when we could make it into medicine and give it to the world. But when we're still stuck in like the victimhood, it's not going to help anyone. It's like when you come out of the other side, then I'm like, yeah, then you have the medicine of it. You have the vibration to give it further, to be the evolution, and you could give it to people so they don't have to struggle the same way, and we will get further together. So today for me, channeling would be, I'm doing a lot of, like in meditation, I'm doing a lot of writing, and so I'm not doing a lot of, because also when I did the trans mediumship, for me it was like, I need someone to be there with me to get me back. So
Okay.
today I don't have that person. I did then. Her name was Maria, and is a great friend of mine today, but we don't live close today. And so today, because you really want to feel safe when you just let go, you just need someone to bring you back also. So I would say that they were my silver thread. So today I channel in a different way. And sometimes there will come a message like that and I will just let it through. And also when I do my fire walks, or my speech and everything, I can't plan anything anymore. I just go in and trust that, and I just let the higher good through me. And so I channel that way today, but I'm more here. It's not like I go outside of my body and I leave. I'm here. So today it just like, sometimes it comes in writing, sometimes it comes like the speaking. And I always, when I have my retreats, or when I have my we had the work here yesterday, and so when we do that, just like channel the group and actually just let the what do they need from me, what give it, and I don't question it anymore. Like I don't question the message. I trust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Just a few more questions. What happened to your stepsister? Was she okay in this accident?
Yeah. So she broke a bone in her foot, but she had no life threatening, and she also broke her shoulder as me because that came from the force. So we both broke our shoulders, the right shoulder. But she didn't have any life threatening, and not the guy that we had the head on with either. He was the first person that came to the car actually. So I was the one that ended up between life and death, but they're okay.
Yes.
Mm.
Okay.
Mm.
And do you fear death in your future, or is that fear completely gone now?
Yeah, it is. It's completely gone. I don't want to die. I want to live. I love my life. So that is a thing that I just want to live. But I also live every day as, if I were to leave tomorrow, I would say that I did everything I could. Like I didn't play this by fear. I played by the love, and where I supposed to be heading. So I don't let fear stop me. Even if sometimes it stares me in the face, I'm like, nope, nope, I'm walking, you know, and and I have my kids here, and you want to see them grow up, and it's like a beautiful place. I love life, and also when it's hard in life, because life gets hard. Sometimes it's just like, oh my gosh, and I try to not label it as hard. I just say like, oh, now it's very exciting. It's very exciting to be alive now because, I decide what it is. So if I decide it's hard, then it's hard. If I say, oh, it's easy, sometimes doesn't resonate when I say it's easy, but I try to, you know, so I just try to say that, okay, it's very exciting to be alive right now, and so no fear of death for myself. And I lost my dad 2 years ago to cancer, uh, I know I still have him here. His energy is here. I still communicate with him, but sometimes it's just the ego. Also, I want to just call him and give him a hug, and it's like very. But I know he's in a really great place, and I know I'm gonna see him again, and I know he's here listening to me. I know that the prayers will reach him. So I still have conversations with him. I still feel his presence. And so, yeah, no, but I want to live. That's why I'm here. So
Yes,
when,
yes,
yeah, so when I'm done, I'm going to be done. Then it's a new
yeah,
adventure. Yeah.
yeah. And I mean, you have a mission here. I guess we all do.
Yeah. And we decide what that mission would be. Like, I don't have to, because the more I just like I question so much about free will and stuff like that. I've been walking all the rabbit holes like with that because that was because I feel when I step out of my mission, if you would call it that, my body will show me that, okay, what, I'm getting sick very, very fast. My body will show me, but that's also the agreement that I have with my body. So I get also very, very fast when I get into into alignment again. I get well again, and so it's an agreement that I have with my body. But I also get to decide, like, okay, what is my passion here? What is it that I want to do? What is it that I want to create? And yeah, somewhere maybe it's for a higher, but also in the big, it's also in the small. So within, without, it's like everything is connected, and I think we have more power than we think. Yeah,
I think so too.
yeah.
I definitely think so, especially after doing so many of these interviews. Jeanette, how can people learn more about your message, read your book or, yeah, connect with some of the services you offer?
Yes, I have a webpage called healingdoll.com. So I have my book. It's actually a tool, actually. So I will show you. So it's a tool. So it's a book in it, and then we have the healing doll there.
Oh my gosh.
And
What is the oil?
it's a lavender oil, lavender.
Oh wow. Yes.
And here is an earth globe, so we could also work with Mother Gaia and together. And so this represents you, and yeah, so you work with your own healing first. I have a lot of I have therapists that works with it also on distance healing and other people, but I recommend that you start with yourself before, yeah. So you could order that, to also on my web page, but because of the tariffs and stuff, I don't know about the shipping and stuff like that. But also it's on Amazon, but then you don't get the tool, but then you get the book and the message, and it's a holistic. And I would say it's very simple message. The hard thing is doing it, because sometimes I get, people say, "Oh, it's for children," because how it looks. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, maybe you're in a child. And, it doesn't have to be complicated to read, because that would just be an excuse for you to not do it. So it's just about doing it. If you try and you give yourself, like, if you really try and you do it, you will see the miracles. I know this. And I just started, giving it to the world. It took a couple of years. I had it for a couple of years, but I haven't talked about it. I just had it like lying around. So it's just started. And I have a retreat center here in Sweden. So we have a lot of retreats, but I haven't still been doing it in English, but I do my firewalks and stuff in English and stuff as well. So I'm also open for traveling the world and come to see to other places. And actually, yeah, I started IANS, International Association of Near Death Studies here in Sweden. We are a group now that of 8 people, and we started that in Sweden as well. So that is a big step, actually, and getting to provide information and being support groups to the people that need it here. So things are happening. So I'm just so grateful.
Yes, congratulations on all of that. It does sound very exciting.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for sharing your story and just all the positive energy. I feel it so much, and yes, I'm very grateful. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for reaching out. And yeah.
Thank you so much for watching this video on T&H Afterlife. I really appreciate all of our amazing viewers and all the incredible comments that are left on our videos. If you like this video, here's another one that you might like to watch. And if you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe to T&H Afterlife. Thank you.